Hello. So we're back here at the ranch. We're going to start working on the rear bumper now. Big thing is that I'm going to have to take the rear bumper off and then start tacking together. They've got all the instructions there on the Move website, but to start figuring out exactly how this goes together, because they give you general instructions and then specific ones to your model. So here I am trying to lay out everything and kind of get a general idea of how all that goes together before we start putting it all on. So we're going to start with that process. Today, I'm going to try using, I picked this up off of the Facebook Marketplace, but this is an old, like a newer, it's not too bad, it's not too old, Lincoln welder that does 120 and 240 volt, and then it also does flux core welding as well as barrier gas welding. So I'm going to take that up to the cabin in Alaska because it would be nice to have some options depending upon what you're going to be welding together. So yeah, pick that up. It's pretty light, pretty nice having that up there when we're off grid. So let's see how this rear bumper goes. Hopefully a little bit faster than the front one did. Alright, I've gone through and I've cleared all the mill scale and everything off of these parts, so they're going to be clean and ready for welding. A lot of grinding. Big step right here, we have to remove the stock bumper to put the other bumper on. We got the license plate off. There's a tab right here that's right behind where the license plate is. Pop that thing off, and I got to go down here and figure out how to get all of this the hitch plug and everything off. So there's that, and apparently there is so I already got the plug off right here that goes right there. There's a tab up top, and then this guy right here has got to come unplugged because this is all plugged into the bumper itself, and I think that all goes to lights and everything back there. So unplug that, push this all through, because there's a couple tabs that are holding this thing on. Alright, I finally got this plug out. It turns out it has these two metal tabs that are right here. You just got to press these. It goes in there like that. And so you have to press these metal tabs down and slide it out front, so that removes that whole thing. Alright, the instructions say to put your mounting pieces on first. This top piece, the thread is actually going to be built into the frame, but the bottom piece, the nut was built into the bumper I took off, so I had to find some spare nuts lying around. I probably go to the hardware store and get some matchy ones for the time being for all this fitting. I'm just going to use these goofy old ones I found. Okay, so it's gonna look like that. And they've got some play in them. I'll do this on the other side. The first step is you gotta find the center of your frame and the center of the centerpiece so you can line those up, and then you're going to start making adjustments left to right. Up and down. $20 and 5/16 outside to outside. What's 40 and 5/8 outside to outside? The middle is going to be 20 and 5/16. They want you to flip this center section over and then weld these wings on. This is the bottom. Wing 1 goes over here. Wing 2 goes over here. So we'll flip it upside down. We'll tack weld those. You gotta line that thing up right there. Okay.
Okay, get that clamp on there.
Something like that. Excellent. Okay. We have got to weld the center piece to the frame mounts. It has the wings attached to it already. Well, it's been a few weeks. We did all the welding down in Oregon, and now we're here in Alaska, and the bumper held on the whole time. So my wife drove this truck up the Alcan Highway. It was a over 2,000 mile drive over hill and dale, all the frosties and everything like that, and it seems like it took it like a champ. She luckily didn't have a chance to test how strong all the welds were and everything like that, but it seems like it hung on just fine. So yeah, so here's the kind of the outro video of the whole thing. The weld, this was way easier than the front one was. I didn't have any sort of tubing or anything to have to deal with, so that made it a heck of a lot less complicated. It had half as many parts, so it took way less time on that. I still got to do some work with the wiring. I have to reattach the hitch plug and everything like that to be able to plug in a trailer if I'm towing anything like that. But other than that, this is a finished job. I think it looks great. I think that the contours look nice. It really matches the truck really well. It's 95% done, just like everything else. Anyway, that's the move rear bumper on the 3rd Gen Tacoma. So thank you for joining me, and I'll see you somewhere else.